Welcome to my strategy course. I'm super excited to be finally sharing this with you. This is something that I've been using for my businesses for over 14 years now. Just a quick little background on myself. I've actually launched successfully 3 different 6-figure businesses, and through the power of social media, I brought them from the launching point to 6 figures literally within months. Within actually 4 weeks, all 3 of them were 6-figure businesses right away. The first one, for example, I was an influencer. I traveled the world. As you can see here, I have a lot of beautiful pictures. And right away, as soon as I became an influencer, I was making $10K a month on paid collaborations and partnerships, plus another $10K a month just on all of the product that they were sending me. So I was $20K a month, literally by month 1. And this was all through the power of social media. Now, that's maybe not an industry that most of you are in, but just so that you guys do know. The second business that I successfully launched was called Squish Cookies. It was a local cookie business here in Ottawa, where I'm from. At the beginning, we launched and we were selling direct to customers, and we did what we called the cookie drops. We, within the first month, collected over 3,000 local emails, and we went from 4K in sales for the first month. This was before we actually started implementing any real social media strategy. The first month that we launched, we made 4K in sales. Then I went into strategy, and we actually did an influencer marketing campaign through the strategy that I built. And within that first month, we actually sold $30,000 in sales. We went from, I think it was probably 40 sales month 1 to almost, I think it was over 450 sales. And by the way, that was us opening up our cart, I think only 4 or 5 times within the whole entire month. So we would open up the website for sale, let out all of our email list know that it was open, and literally within 5 to 10 minutes, we would be sold out. I think the fastest was made $7,000 in sales in 2 minutes. So that was from the power of social media. And then the third business that I did was now actually this one, which is where I actually help other businesses do the same. So I offer my services for strategy, for content creation, for social media management, obviously with a business mindset. So I know how to, attract customers and help businesses specifically scale. Because I know that if you can scale on social media, you're definitely scaling in business, because you can create that omnipresence where you're literally everywhere on all of the platforms. Every time someone opens up their phone or whatever it is, they see you. You're literally creating omnipresence, and you're positioning yourself as that expert, or you're building trust, right? So, or you're becoming popular or viral or whatever that is. So I really understand social media when it comes to business. And so the third business that I launched, which is this one, and by week 4, it was already a 6-figure business. All organic, 0 paid ads. This is literally all social media strategy. So this is what I'm actually going to teach you guys how to do. I'm going to teach you how to create strategies. Once you know how to do it, it's so simple, and it can be applied to any business, all businesses, and it's super, super powerful and super effective. So trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. I literally did it 3 times. The first time I did it, I thought maybe it was pure luck. The second time I did it with an actual product, I'm like, okay, whoa, this works. And then the third time I did it, I was like, okay, no, this is definitely a system that I can implement and then I can teach. So this is what I'm here to do. So hopefully you guys learn a lot. I can't wait for you guys to dive in. Let's just literally get right into it to lesson number 1. Any questions, always feel free to reach out. You are about to dive deep into mastering social media strategy step by step. This course is all about empowering you, the creators, influencers, professionals, and businesses out there, to not just be present on social media, but to truly shine. We've got a powerhouse of content lined up for you, and here's a tiny peek. We'll kick things off by understanding the significance of having a social media strategy. Next, we'll unravel the mystery of call to actions and hooks, giving you the know-how to grab your audience's attention instantly. From there, we'll venture into the world of keywords, teaching you how to find and use them to maximize your reach. And what's more, we've got live demonstrations to show you exactly how it's done. Whether you're a life coach, into fitness, or even in real estate, we've got lots of examples. Our special sessions where we explain how to train the algorithm to find popular topics and create high-performing content. And of course, we've got your back with templates and actionable guides to make crafting your strategy a breeze. Now, are you ready to level up your social media game? Let's get started. Hey everyone, today we're discussing a powerful tool that can help you boost your engagement on social media, CTAs, or call to action. So what exactly is a CTA? In simple simple terms, a call to action is an invitation where you ask your audience to take a certain action. It can and should be placed everywhere in your video, in your post, in your caption, and even in your bio. It's that nudge to encourage your audience to engage more with your content. So for instance, you might ask them to, follow you for daily social media tips, or like this post if you learned something new, share it, save it for future reference. And it doesn't stop there. Including phrases like read the caption for more details at the end of your reel, where you can offer even more value, also counts as a CTA. So remember, the goal of your CTA is to encourage your audience into taking some type of action. You might be wondering, why bother with CTAs? The simple answer is because they literally increase your engagement conversion. For all of you who are in sales, it's basically like you're asking for the sale. So in which case the sale would be to gain followers or increase likes, comments, or grow your account in general, etc. Having a call to action will increase the efficiency of your reel if you use them in your reel, because instead of your audience just watching the video and scrolling past to the next one and then maybe liking it, if you ask them to take some type of action, your audience will be like, oh, I should follow to get more content, or I should like this video, especially if you ask them to, right? So if you ask them to like, the chances of likes increases. If you ask them to follow, the chances of gaining followers increases, etc. Right? So you kind of get the point here. It works like magic. So here's a little trick for incorporating CTAs or call to actions into your reels. So you can begin with a captivating hook in your reel that lasts for like about 3 seconds. We'll talk about hooks in another video. But then at the end of the video, you can end it with a simple call to action, encouraging them to check the details in the caption, like read the caption or details in caption, etc. And then your caption then becomes a space where you can add immense value, almost like a mini blog, offering a deeper insight or sharing your expertise. So always remember to wrap up your captions with another friendly nudge, like asking them to follow you for daily tips, etc. So why does this work so well? Because when people spend time reading your detailed caption, your reel gets played on the loop, racking up more views and signaling the algorithm that your content is engaging. So it's like a win-win, right? So it's a nice little hack there. So don't limit your CTAs to just posts and reels. Your Instagram should also have some type of call to action, like send a DM to book a call, or pointing down, like shop now, and you're pointing at your link, right? Some quick examples of how I've used call to actions in the past. So for example, this one here, I'm saying 3 AI tools that you can use to help boost your social media. I'm naming them 1, 2, 3 in the reel. You'll notice the reel is really fast, and at the end it says read caption for more details, right? And then in the caption, that's where I elaborate on each one. So I elaborate on each point. So I'm not putting all the info here in the video. I'm putting the info in the caption. And then at the end of that, so while they're reading it, the video is on a loop, right? As we discussed. So I'm getting more views. And then at the end, obviously, the call to action, follow for daily business and social media tips, ask me anything, and I'm happy to help. And then I'm also asking them to watch the About Me highlights so that they can get more info on who I am. So there's an example of how I used the call to action in the video, in the caption multiple times, and then also in my bio. So if you see here, I'm telling them, scale now right here, click the link. Another example, so I'm starting off with a really powerful hook. This is going to be controversial, but ... And then I'm showing them, kind of just demonstrating how they can find their best times to post. And then in the caption, just listing it off for them so they can also read it. And then I'm asking them to save it. So it's very simple, but it's also asking them to do something. And you should test this out. You should try different types of calls to actions. You should mix it up. Sometimes ask them to like, sometimes ask them to follow, sometimes ask them to save it, etc. Here's another example. Again, great info in the reel, but it's a very quick reel. I'm just telling them, what is a hook? And then in my caption, I'm starting off the caption with a really catchy hook right from the beginning, so it makes them want to read. This is actually a form of call to action, telling them to check out the caption. And then in my caption, I'm literally giving them a list of amazing hooks that they can use. And at the end, follow for more, right? And then last but not least, here's another example. Again, value in the reel, but it's a very quick reel. More information is posted in the caption. And then last but not least, telling them to send a DM or comment TV, and I'll send you the details. So I'm actually asking them to comment below by using something super simple, like the word TV, because it's related to the reel that I'm posting. And then that increased my engagement. It actually increased the amount of comments that I received versus the other reels that I've posted. So those are some quick examples. So in summary, Always make it a point to include call to actions everywhere in your videos, your carousels, your captions, your bio to encourage higher engagement. Okay? So if you found this lesson valuable, remember to follow me at Carla Maria Bruno or at Ottawa Real. So here are my accounts right here. And we'll see you in the next video. Hey, so when it comes to CTAs or calls to action, as we know, it's all about getting people to do something, right? But if you're in business and you have a product or service to offer, your CTA should focus on that. So far we were talking about CTA to help with engagement, but there's also that aspect of selling, right? So we're on social media because we have a business and we have something to sell, whether that be a product or a service. If you're just starting out on social media and you don't have a product yet, then of course it's good to use the CTAs that engage your audience like the ones we mentioned in the last video. But once you have your product or service ready, your CTAs should be all about encouraging people to buy it or take some action related to your business, right? So here's some examples of business related call to actions that you can use if you're asking them to sign up, like register now, link in bio, see you on date. So save your spot now by clicking the link in the bio. Learn more about your offer, link in bio, right? So these are a lot of great examples, and others can be more like learn about dream result and grab your offer, link in bio. Get your hands on offer right now, link in bio, etc. And obviously when we're talking about dream result, what I mean by that is what is it that you're selling to them? What is it that they want? Or what is the problem that they have or the dream that they'd like to achieve that your offer accomplishes for them or solves that problem for, right? So when I say dream result, I'm talking about their desire, and then your offer is, so it's like want to lose 10 pounds, get my ebook or get my coaching, right? So then that's your offer that gives them the dream result. Or if the problem is can't figure out how to lose those last 10 pounds, get my coaching where I'll help you, or book a call with me now, and etc. So do you understand what I'm trying to say? So when I say dream result or when I say desire, it's get your goal and then with my offer, so then you would fill in the blanks on that. Different businesses sell different things, so of course change these call to actions to match what you're selling. I have 19 more examples as you see here, or more. I might add to this list after this call. So I have lots of examples here that you can download in the PDF. Feel free to customize them and make them your own, but it should be a good blueprint / template that you can follow. So remember, you can say your call to actions in different ways, but the message should always be about getting people to take an action towards your business. Repetition is key in sales. The more often people hear what you want them to do, the more likely they are to do it, right? So that's it. Follow me on Carla Maria Bruno and Ottawa Reels. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.
Hey everyone, in this video I would like to share with you some important information about call to action, CTA, why actually we need them, what CTA we can put in the videos, and what content strategy we can follow depending on different sizes of the account. So let's start. First of all, why do we need the CTAs to be in all of our videos? CTAs usually double the conversion. If there is no CTA, the audience will not do anything that can increase the engagement, and as a result, the engagement will just drop. Yeah. So even if, for example, your audience like your video very much, they would like to share it, they would like to save it for later, they most likely will not do that if they don't see a clear CTA under the video or in the video. So that's why it's really important to put the CTA into all of our reels. So let's have a look what CTAs actually we can put and use in different types of videos. Usually we either ask them, the audience, to follow you or save your post, or we ask them to read the caption. Let's have a look in what situations we use these both types of CTAs. The first situation, if we ask people to read the caption in a video, usually it is some kind of a short video up to 10-15 seconds, and in this video there is not much valuable information. Why we actually create a content for people? Because they want to get to their dream results, or they would like to resolve some kind of problems that they have. And if our video doesn't give them the answers how to get to the dream result, how to resolve their problems, in this case the video will not be very valuable. But good thing, what we can do, we can put this valuable information into the caption. So in this case we have short video with the hook, for example, only. And after that, we go with the valuable caption. And already in the end of this caption, we ask people to follow us, or we add some kind of a promotional CTA call to action if in this account we sell something, some kind of a service or a product, or we ask them to save, or we ask them to share this post. Just in case, here you also have an example of the video from my account where you can see exactly this CTA, this situation. The second situation, if we already gave a lot of valuable information in the video, in this case, the caption can be, of course, longer, but it's not necessary to make it very long. It's not necessary to do it always. In this case, in the caption, we can go just with one sentence that includes CTA, call to action. It can be, for example, save for later, or, for example, follow this account for more tips. And it's better also to mention what tips you are going to post in the account. For example, follow me for more business and marketing tips, or follow me for more weight loss tips, or follow me for more recipes. Here you also have the example of this situation. And the third situation, if your video is a community building video. Sometimes we need these videos, especially if the community is already big enough. Why we need this kind of CTA, why we need this community building CTAs and videos? Because it will help us also to build good, strong relationships with the audience, and also it will in the end motivate them to follow you or to buy something from your account. In this case, what we can do, we can just post a video. Usually community building videos, it's something funny, it's some kind of memes, it's some kind of relatable content, and we can ask just one question in the caption, like, can you relate, or do you agree? Or, for example, if we're talking about some kind of recipe, what recipe is your favorite one? So usually this question should be as easy as possible, where people can just answer yes or no or something else. But again, we need to control the situation with the level of how to say it, like the question should be as easy as possible. We are not asking like, what is your aim in life or something like that, because these questions are already much more difficult to answer, and less people will answer this question in the end. So ideally something like that. And here you also have the example in my account of such a situation. And also right now, let's have a look on the content strategies and what content strategy can we follow. So if we have a brand new account, it means that there are less than 1,000 followers. In this case, 90 or even 100% of reels, they can be reels for growth. It means that the CTA, the call to action, should be also for growth. What CTAs are these? Save for later, follow for more tips, and share with somebody. So these three are perfect for growth. If we're talking about small communities between 1,000 and 10,000 followers, in this case, 70-80% of reels can be for growth, and the CTA as well should be for growth. And also 20-30% of reels, they can be promotional reels. What it means, promotional reels? It means that the CTA in this video will be to promote some kind of a service or a product. For example, tap the link in bio if you want to, and some kind of a dream result of your target audience. Or, for example, DM me some kind of a keyword, DM me growth if you want to grow your account in 30 days. So usually we use these promotional CTAs if we already have some kind of a small community of people. But again, if you would like to already start promoting your services, your products, here for brand new accounts, it's possible to use promotional CTAs as well, not more than 20% a week ideally, because again, the promotional call to actions, they usually decrease the engagement. People don't like when we try to sell them something, but of course, like, to sell our products and services, we need to from time to time use this promotional reels. So to sum everything up, for brand new account it's possible as well, but make sure that there are not more than 20% of such promotional videos a week. And the last the last strategy for large communities. Large communities, it's like between 10,000 more than 10,000 followers. In this case, what we can do, 50% growth reels, save, follow, share, 30% again promotional reels, tap the link in bio to get dream result, DM me keyword to get dream result, and 20% of reels should be for community building. Again, why we need this community building reels? Because it will help us to build strong relationships with the audience, and in the end to build the personal brand of the account, and also to motivate people to buy something from you or to follow you. So this is what I was talking about here. Community building reels. Can you relate to CTA, or do you agree, or some kind of very easy question that is easy to answer. So yeah, all in all, this is it. Here I shared with you some kind of very important information. Please follow it, and if you have any kind of questions, also let me know about that. Thank you. Bye bye.
Hey guys, okay, so today we're discussing hooks. So hooks are a vital element that can skyrocket the success of your content. So let's explore how you can effectively use them in your reels and captions. So first off, what is a hook? It's a compelling statement or question at the very start of your video designed to grab your audience's attention instantly. So considering the amount of reels being posted every hour, a hook can make a significant difference helping you grab your viewers' attention before they keep on scrolling. Okay, so let's break it down. Your hook should appear right at the beginning of your reel for about 3 to 5 seconds. It should connect with your viewer either by addressing a problem they have and hinting at a solution, or by touching upon something they can relate to or desire. So when you're making your hook, you want to focus on language that speaks directly to your audience's desire or concerns. For instance, if your audience is mainly moms, you might use a relatable statement or tip that would resonate with them. If you're a real estate agent, you could use a hook like how to sell your home in 10 days, which is catchy to your specific niche who might be struggling to sell their home. So remember, your hook should either spotlight a dream or address a pain point. And you need to convey this effectively within a few seconds. That's all the time that you have as they're scrolling. You have 1 second to capture them. So starting your videos with a hook can potentially double your views in just a month. So here's some powerful examples. The secret to gaining ideal followers. Why deleting your reels is ruining your Instagram growth. The biggest mistake every realtor makes. Here's a shortcut to increasing your sales on Instagram, right? So these are, I'm catching either their dreams or I'm pointing at their pain points. So remember, your hook should be a bold statement, ideally no longer than 2 to 3 lines. So a format like, here's how you followed by a desirable outcome can be, really engaging. And then a few more quick tips. Check out these examples that I have here of hooks that I have used. So this one, 10 easy real ideas for your business. So obviously my target audience are businesses and I'm here to help them with their social media. So I offer social media tips for businesses. So that's one really great hook. It performed really well. Here's another example. Want to know how to start a 6-figure business in 1 month? Obviously it's going to grab their attention. I had 1 second to post it, obviously up there for 3, and then I got their attention. So that's what we're doing with these hooks, is we're grabbing their attention. We're essentially hooking them, just like when you go fishing, you hook them. Here's another one. Are you ready to scale your business? And then, I go into the content. This is going to be controversial, but ... So you're like, oh, what is controversial? The best time to post is, so this is a question that obviously a lot of my business owners have, like, when am I supposed to post? So I grab them by mentioning something's controversial, but then I'm offering the tip of when is the best time to post, because no one really knows. This is another one that performed really well. 3 books that helped me understand business. I know my business owners, they want to know more about business. We all have that same type of mindset where the more you know, the better you can be, right? We're always trying to educate ourselves. So these are books that honestly, truly helped me with my business. So I'm offering that in the reel and I'm giving them 1 second to see that, to capture their attention. Last one, want to boost your social media game? And then here's how. And a few more quick tips. Leave space in your video frame for text, ensuring that it's easy to read. Clean your camera lens before filming. Make sure you're filming with bright light. You can stand in front of a window or you can use a ring light. So these are things that will help you with the quality of your content. And then another really quick tip is that blue performs really well. So if you have, water in the background or a blue sky, or even if you're wearing a blue shirt, these are all things that definitely will help. And that's it. So now that you know call to actions and hooks, we can get into discovering keywords and how we find those keywords and hot topics. And then once we know that, we can go into developing a content strategy. Super excited for you guys. You're this close to learning the magic sauce, the magic formula. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me a DM. Follow me on Carla Maria Bruno, my main account, and on Ottawa Reels, my business account. And until then, we'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone. In this video, I would like to share with you some important information about dream results and pain points. So these are basically two most important things that we always ask our clients in order to come up with the strategy for them, right? First of all, let's start with the meaning, what dream result means and what pain point means. Dream result is a final and the most attractive result that the audience in the account wants to achieve and can achieve with the help of the product or content. So here, it's very important to understand that the dream result is not some kind of a dream result of the clients who we're working with, but the dream result of their audience. For example, if we're talking about, let's say, experts in fitness, the dream results of their audience will be something like to lose weight, or to get some kind of perfect nutrition plan, again, like to be fit, to lose weight, to feel comfortable in the clothes, to love herself, or anything like that. So these are the dream results usually of the audience in the account of fitness expert. And the pain point, the second most important thing, it's like a problem that usually stops the audience from achieving their dream result. Again, if we're talking about, for example, fitness niche, in this case, the pain point can be a lot of weight, because exactly because of this pain point, people sometimes do not feel comfortable in their own skin, in their body, in some kind of clothes, and so on. They cannot go to the beach or something like that, right? Pain point also can be that they are super busy at work. Because of that, they cannot eat healthy food, and this is why they cannot achieve their dream result. Also, it can be, for example, lack of time, because they don't have time, let's say, to go to the gym every day, and they think that they can get their dream result only going to the gym every day. Also, it can be lack of money, because some people, they think that they need a lot of money in order to achieve their dream result. For example, to have trainings with the professional trainer or something like that. Lack of strategy, so can be also pain point. So I think that it's clear, what it is, dream result and pain points. And as I said, the most important thing is that these are things about their audience, not about the owners, let's say, of the accounts, but about their audience. Why it is so important to know these dream results and pain points, especially when we start coming up with the strategy, because we are using all these things in the content plan, in the strategies. Why? Because ideally 80% of the hooks, the main phrase, the first phrase of the videos, they should have dream results or pain points. Again, if we're talking about fitness, for example, hook can be 5 tips how to lose weight in 2 weeks, or, for example, perfect nutrition plan that will help you to be fit, or something like that. So either dream result or pain point should always be in the hook. Sometimes 20% of the hooks, they don't have this dream results or pain points, it's totally fine, but ideally if at least 80% of them have them, and right now let's go to the most interesting part. So how to come up with these dream results and pain points. Usually people themselves, they know it. Yeah, for example, we're talking on the onboarding call with the clients, and we can ask him exactly the same question. What are the dream results of your audience? How you can help them? What you can help them with? Or what are people in your account struggle most of all? Yeah, pain points. But sometimes people do not know themselves what are the dream results or pain points of their audience. And in this case, we can, of course, help them to come up with these things. We can help them, or we can search ourselves and just like collect this information for ourselves to come up with the strategy in the future. So how exactly? First of all, point A of expert. Again, let's talk about fitness expert. It's much easier for me. So, for example, fitness expert, I don't know, 10 years ago when she just started working with fitness, with nutrition and so on, she had problems with weight and she wanted to lose it. So this is already the dream result that most likely is also of her or his audience. Yeah, so point A, let's remember the problems or the wishes, the desires of the expert in his point A. Also, especially it helps a lot if we talk to a person. Also, what we can do, we can analyze the messages or comments of the audience and find common things they want to achieve or are interested in or struggle with. Yeah, so we're just going to the account of the client, and after that we start analyzing the content and the engagement there. So usually, for example, under the video there are comments like I cannot achieve this goal because I don't have time. I don't have time to go to the gym, or something else. So this feedback from the audience is helping a lot, especially if there is some kind of community already in the account. And this is how we can come up with more dream results or pain points of the client. After that, the sales calls. Again, this is the question that we can ask our client. Usually we cannot come up with this information ourselves, but all in all, sales calls can help a lot as well, because usually on the sales calls people share what they're struggling with or what they want to achieve with the help of the expert. Yeah, for example, I'm fitness expert. On the sales call, I'm selling my fitness coaching, and I'm talking to people, to potential clients, and they tell me personally what they want to achieve and what they're struggling with. After that, my favorite, let's say, option, how we can come up with the dream results and pain points, questions and polls in stories. So we can just post some kind of a story where we ask our audience what they want to achieve. Yeah, in terms of fitness, or what they struggle with in terms of fitness, and after that to make a poll or just like to make a question there, and this is it, and people will send their answers in direct messages. Next option, how we can do that, we can use Google. Yeah, for example, weight loss. Yeah, and after that we also see this thing, others want to know, and people also search for. Yeah, and here we have much more options what can be the dream results or pain points of this particular client. For example, by the way, here we also can see good hooks. Yeah, for example, 5 tips for weight loss, how to lose 2 kilos in a week, weight loss for women. Yeah, weight loss drink. So a lot of information here, and also we can use two services, two websites that can help us with these dream results and pain points as well. So the first one, Answer the Public, and the second one is Quora. They are very easy. So if you just go there to these two websites and explore a little bit, you will understand how to work with them. But both websites, they basically show us what people are interested most of all. And also one of my favorite options how we can do this, to look at the competitors, especially if we go to big accounts already with the community, with the audience, and there we can just look for, again, content and comments there. So if, for example, here, in this option, analyze messages and comments of the audience, if here we cannot do it because, let's say, the client doesn't have enough audience, then we just look for the accounts of competitors and look for the engagement there. Yeah. So these are the most, let's say, the best options how we can do that. I hope that it's clear. And right now, let's also talk about mistake. Mistake number one, when we try to come up with the dream results. Mistake number one that is made by many people, by experts, by social media managers as well. They are choosing the tools instead of the final results of the audience. For example, if we're talking about, let's say, fitness, the tool in order to get to the dream result is a nutrition plan. It's not a dream result, yeah? Nobody wants just to get a nutrition plan. Everybody wants to get the results that they can get with the help of the nutrition plan. For example, again, to lose weight, the most common one, or to gain muscles, yeah? So that's why nutrition plan is a tool, and to lose weight is a final dream result that we can use in our hooks. Let's talk about social media management, yeah, this niche. Here, nobody wants to get high engagement because it's not dream result. It's a tool. Some people who are more experienced in social media, they understand that actually high engagement can also be a dream result, final one, because they understand how it works. But if we want to reach to more people, we need to talk in easier words, and we need to come up with easier dream results. For example, double the income. Why people want to have high engagement? Because they want to build their community, or they want to double their income, or they want to scale their business, or they want a stable income of 10,000 a month, for example, something like that. Yeah. And one more example, account optimization. Again, it cannot be final result in social media niche. It's just a tool, and this tool can get us to the result of increasing the amount of followers or building a community. This dream result is already super clear and super attractive for most part of people. So yeah, this is it. As I said, the most important is to understand the dream results and pain points, because we are going to use this information a lot in our hooks. And when you come up with the strategy, don't be afraid of repeating the dream results, the same dream results and pain points in your Reels ideas. It's totally fine, because we cannot come up with, for example, if we come up with 30 ideas for the month, it's just impossible that in each video there is always different dream result or pain points, because sometimes it's just really impossible. There are like 5 or 10 maximum big dream results in one niche. Yeah, so that's why don't be afraid of repeating them, just in different ways. For example, secret how to, 5 tips how to, this client did this without this, avoiding this pain point. So we have also the document of the hooks. We can just change these phrases, but the dream results and pain points there can be exactly the same. So I hope that it was helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's session, where we're going to unravel the secret to enhancing your social media visibility through the effective use of keywords in your captions and bio, and even in your script, to be honest. So I'm thrilled to guide you through this transformative process step by step. All right, so first let's just go into number one. What are keywords? So before we get started, it's important to understand what keywords are. So keywords are essentially popular words or phrases that people in your niche are actively searching for on various platforms. It's a way to align your content with what your audience is actually looking for. And then, of course, then this increases the chances of your content being discovered. In the early days of social media, hashtags were the kings of content discoverability, but now algorithms have evolved. They function more like search engines, seeking out keywords within your captions to help connect viewers with content that aligns with their interests. How to find keywords. The first step is to identify popular searches within your niche. So for instance, if your niche is, for example, food, start by typing food in the search bar of platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or even Google. And then take note of the top suggestions that appear as they indicate the current popular searches. So let me give you an example. And of course, you can do this on your phone or on your laptop or desktop. But essentially, let's just, like I said, pretend that the niche is food. So if I were to write food in the search, the top suggestions that pop up are actually the algorithm telling me that this is what's popular. And the reason why it's suggesting this is because it knows that this is what mostly people are searching for. So it wants to be as on point as possible. So it's giving you what's popular, but then people like us who are doing the research, we can see what it's suggesting means that that is what's popular. If I want to go even more specific, food is such a general word, but if I want to be more specific, let's say it's like dinner recipes. So if I were to write the word dinner in here, it's going to give me, dinner ideas, dinner recipes, healthy dinner. So if I'm a content creator, or if I'm offering, the service of maybe sharing, different food recipes and stuff like that, maybe that's what my content is about, then I would write down all of these keywords and know, okay, I need to, number one, write content based off of dinner ideas, dinner recipes. I need to be sharing healthy dinner recipes, perhaps, right? If I were to go even deeper and let's say we say easy dinner, let's see what pops up. Easy dinner ideas, healthy easy dinners, healthy easy dinner recipes. So as you can see, I would be taking all of these keywords and compiling a list either in your notes or maybe with, I like pen and paper, but pen and paper or what have you, but I would be writing all of these keywords that pop up in my notes, because then later when I'm creating, which I'll get to later, but when I'm creating my scripts or my captions or my bio, I want to be using these keywords in the content that I create. It's the exact same thing on TikTok. If you write the word healthy food, let's say, it's going to show me this is what people are searching for: healthy food recipes, healthy food ideas, healthy food for losing fat, healthy food for kids. So this is what people are searching for when you're talking about the topic of healthy food. And then obviously a niche like food is so general, but if you can go into it and make lists within your list, so you can have like food keywords, dinner keywords, healthy keywords, easy recipe keywords, and you just create that list for yourself. Same idea on YouTube, dinner recipes, dinner ideas, easy food recipes to make at home for kids. Right? So you kind of get the idea. And then the great thing about Google is that not only will it, so for example, if I write food, it's obviously, or let's say easy dinner idea. So ideas, right? So even if I just write easy dinner, I see that it's easy dinner ideas for two, for kids, for family, easy dinner recipes for beginners, right? So I would grab all of these keywords and definitely use them as my ideas for what types of content I'm going to create. So if I was a foodie, or if I had a page that I was offering recipes, I would definitely be using easy dinner ideas as my hook. Easy dinner ideas for two, right? So I would be using specifically this. This is where the power of keywords comes in. And then within my caption, I would be plugging all of these keywords in from, different angles. Obviously, it has to be relevant to the video or the post that I'm sharing, but you get the idea, right? So the keywords not only give you the idea of what type of content you should be creating, but it also is going to tell you what keywords to include in your caption and even in your script, because that's what the algorithm is now using instead of hashtag to understand the content that you're putting out there, and then also to help you link with, your ideal targeted followers. Now, the cooler part about Google is that, let's just say if I were to put easy dinner ideas, if you kind of just scroll down a little bit, there's a part here where it says people also ask. These are specific questions that people are searching in Google that are super popular, and it's going to be listed by the most popular. This not necessarily this is a keyword, but these are questions that you should also definitely be writing down, because when you're thinking of what type of content to create, whether it's a script that you want to write or hook or what have you, you need to be using specifically these questions. questions, because these are the questions your specific niche is asking for. So what is the easiest thing to make for dinner? You know what? I'm going to use that as a hook. 3 of the easiest things to make for dinner. That's one hook. And then in the caption, 1, 2, 3, starting with a hook as the first line and then ending it with a call to action. And then in that caption, putting in a bunch of keywords in there. Do you understand how that works? And what's cool too is if you click on this and then unclick, it's going to, depending on which one you click on, it's going to give you even more suggestions. Okay, what to cook when you don't want to. Okay, this is something that's showing you, maybe some people, that's one of the pain points that they have, that they don't really feel like cooking, but they have to. So what are some easy recipes that they could make? If I were to put healthy, right? Just the word healthy, it's showing me that specifically healthy dinner ideas is super popular. So let me just go ahead and click that. So that would be a keyword that I would definitely capture, that I would want to use in my captions. Then if I scroll down, the types of questions that people are asking are, what are the top 10 healthiest dinners? That could be literally your hook for your video. And then in the caption, put healthy dinner ideas amongst obviously other keywords. The more keywords you can use, the better. The more keywords you can use, the more powerful it will become. So isn't that an amazing hack to how to create content? So when you're building your strategy, you should literally be looking for what questions are people asking for, because these are essentially your hooks. This is what's going to tell you what their dreams are and what their pains are, what the problems are, what the solution is that you can offer them, right? So you're going to capture these as ideas for your content, and then using Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, and also Google, you'll be able to find what keywords to use to then put it into your captions, sprinkle it all around. And this is what's going to help the algorithm know who you are. One of the things anyways, it's going to help the algorithm know who you are and know who your target audience is and be able to link the two. So now the real magic happens when you start integrating these keywords into your captions, not only into your captions, but also into your bio, also into your scripts and to the hooks. So remember, the goal here is to incorporate these keywords naturally into your content, creating a seamless flow that doesn't feel forced. So while keywords are becoming more powerful, it doesn't mean you shouldn't completely abandon hashtags, especially if you're a smaller account. So the idea is to create a balanced strategy where you continue to use hashtags, but also heavily focus integrating keywords into your content. And then so to further refine your keyword strategy, I encourage you to dig deeper within your niche, explore specific categories, and make separate lists, as I mentioned, of the keywords and questions. For instance, if your niche is food, you can have subcategories like healthy food and all the keywords, dinner recipes and all the keywords. So I hope this session provided you with a clear pathway to leveraging keywords to enhance your social media visibility. And then remember, the more in tune your content is with your audience's search habits, the higher your chances of success. Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Bye guys. Okay, so now I'm going to do a live demonstration on how I would do a keyword search and also a topic search. In this example, I'm going to pretend that I'm a life coach and my target audience, my niche, is women. So for women or mothers, corporate women, I just quickly started compiling a list using Instagram. So literally the first thing I did was I put life coach. And then, okay, life coach for women. So I added that in, a life coach for mothers. And then when I put the word woman, we have life coaching for women, corporate women life coach. So I added that in. I added life coach for Dubai just to show you that if I was in Dubai, then I definitely could use that as a keyword. If you're not in that specific location, obviously don't put a location that you're not in, but you can definitely put life coach location. So that's from Instagram. So now I would do the same thing on TikTok. So if I put life coach, let's see what pops up. Again, for women, life coaching motivation. So that's a good one. Life coach programs, life coaching tips. If I were to put, let's say for women, let's see what pops up. Over 50, over 40. So this is also really great. It's showing me, I can super target on this specific niche. Life coach is one niche. Life coach for women is even more niche. But life coach for women over 50 or over 40, that's even a super niche. Life coaching for mothers, that's a super niche. The more niche you can get, the better, because you can really target that audience. Corporate woman life coach, that's something very niche. That's very specific. Not just life coach for women, but life coach for corporate women. Let's do the same thing on YouTube. Life coach for women, let's just say. And so that one didn't bring results. Life coach training. life coach certification. So this is really good if you offer that service where you're training people, then of course, life coach certification, life coach training. And then specifically on Google, remember we're talking about how Google will give you those questions that you can then literally make your scripts on, which then I'm going to show you actually how to create scripts, like a really easy hack. That'll be in another video. And then specifically using keywords. So if I put life coaching for women, let's see what pops up. And if I scroll down to the questions, what is the average cost of a life coaching session? This is a question that I can answer in a reel. Why do women need life coaches? What is the difference between a life coach and a lifestyle coach? Is paying a life coach worth it? So these are great questions that I can literally copy, paste, and then questions like topics that I can talk about. So I can paste those in. Why do women need life coaches? What happens if I click this? What type of person needs a life coach? What to expect from a life coach? This is a great one. This is a great topic that you can address in a video. If I were to just do life coaching in general, what does a life coach do exactly? Why would someone use a life coach? Can anyone be a life coach in Canada? So these are wonderful questions. I will definitely put them in because these are all questions that I will use when I'm creating my content strategy to say, you know what, these are the things that people are asking for, especially at the beginning when you're starting an account. You want to kind of test the market, so to say. So you can do different topics, different questions, and you can see which ones people are engaging with the most. And then once you start to see, when I talk about why use a life coach, those are the types of videos that go viral or do the best, I'll do more of that. All right, guys, in the next video, let me show you how to create a script. All right, I'm going to show you how to do keyword research live. This time, I'm going to pretend like my niche is fitness, okay? It could be fitness for women, it could be for men, it could be for beginners. First things first is I'll just write down my niche here. So first things first, let me go into Instagram. I'll just plug in the word fitness. This is a really good, popular niche that a lot of people are in. Fitness motivation, fitness transformation, fitness tips. Let me write that all in. Fitness. If I were to put fitness for beginners, tips for women. So let me write that down. Fitness, so you can kind of see how I'm doing this. Just fitness for women. See how easy this is? Motivation for women. Okay, you guys gotta get the point. Let me compile a list also using TikTok. Fitness, workout, motivation. Let's do fitness workout. If I put fitness for, who is searching? For women again, for kids, for beginner. For kids might be a great one, right? So fitness for kids, for moms, for teens. Again, fitness. Okay, we have fitness dinner recipes. That's a great one, right? So if I was a fitness coach and I knew a little bit about nutrition, I could definitely suggest fitness dinner recipes. You can even go into, now even niche on fitness is you can do healthy, right? Because obviously your followers are going to want healthy breakfast ideas, healthy breakfast, healthy food. And then if I go into Google, let's do fitness. What shows up? Fitness coach near me. I'm obviously in Ottawa, so fitness coach Ottawa. Fitness for, if I put fitness for women, now I can go down to the questions, and then these questions are what I will use to create my scripts. So what is the best type of exercise for women? That could literally be what my script is about. And by script, I mean when I go and film a reel, that is a topic that I'm going to talk about for one of the reels. What is the best type of exercise for women? Another reel could be, how can a woman get a perfect body shape at home? That's a hook, right? That's obviously a desire that you're talking about. The how is you're giving them the solution. Another hook is, how can a woman get fit fast at home? So I'll copy these, obviously not that third one. I'll delete that. So topics. If I were to click best type of exercise for women, let's see what else pops up. To lose belly fat. Belly fat is a good one. So as you can see, these are questions I will absolutely be using for the content that I create. These are the topics that I'm going to be using. These are the keywords that I'm going to be using within my script and caption. Okay, so watch the video where I teach you how to create that script and how to create those captions using the keywords. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the power of hashtags and how you can actually use them to boost your social media. So I know we were talking about keywords, but now let's actually talk about hashtags. So let's break it down into 4 easy steps. So step 1, you want to create your hashtag lists. So when you're looking for the keywords related to your topic, you're obviously going to write them down. But then these keywords can also be and should also be your hashtag. So each list should focus on different topics related to your niche. So for example, if you're in social media marketing, then that would be one list. So all the social media marketing hashtags / keywords. Another one could be, how to grow your business with social media, those types of keywords, content creation keywords, and so on. So make sure each list has specific hashtags to match a specific topic that then you can use use as relevant hashtags when you're posting about the different topics that you might talk about within your niche. Step 2 would be arrange them like a ladder. So you want to place your hashtags in each list from the least used to the most popular ones. So think of it like a ladder. The reason for this is that social media algorithms actually first show your content to the people interested in the less popular hashtags first. And then if you get likes and comments from that, then it'll boost your post and show it to more people on the larger and more competitive hashtags. So start with the less competitive hashtags and then work your way up. Step 3 is to put hashtags in the comments. So most people think you should put your hashtags in your post caption, but here's the secret. Putting them in the comments gets you more engagement. Instagram may suggest using them in your captions, but many people find better results by putting them in a comment under your post. Step 4 is to engage with hashtags. So before you post, you want to spend 10 minutes engaging with posts that use the hashtag you plan to use. For example, if your hashtags are about social media marketing tips, search for that hashtag, click on most recent posts, and start liking and commenting on those posts. Your comments should be friendly and related to their content. This can bring people to your page. For example, if a social media tip is that you should archive your post instead of deleting it, you could say, "Thanks for the tip. The algorithm can be tricky, but archiving instead of deleting makes perfect sense." So you're specifically talking about what they're talking about in the post. And then this shows that you read their post and may make them follow you or comment or come check out your page. And it shows the algorithm that there's engagement happening to your page. So you want to do that for 10 minutes before you post. And then you also want to continue to do this for 10 minutes after your post goes live. Try engaging with a mix of less popular and more popular hashtags. And remember, you can use and you should use this strategy on all the social media platforms that you're posting on, not just Instagram. So you can definitely and you should definitely be engaging on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, etc. And then on Instagram, remember to look for the recent top posts, which also includes recent posts, even if it's not the top. And on TikTok, look for posts from yesterday. So that way you're getting the most recent ones that have gone live. And then you're more likely to be maybe one of the only ones that are commenting. So then the creator will notice your comment and feel happy. You know, it's obviously we all want comments on our posts. So imagine how they feel when they get your comment on their post, right? So hopefully that was helpful. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Carla Maria Bruno, and Ottawa Reels, and we'll definitely see you in the next video. Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last video, we learned how to compile a list of high-performing keywords. Now I'm going to show you how to use those keywords to find high-performing reel ideas, specifically in your niche. Also, I'm going to show you how to train the Instagram algorithm and how to use specifically the TikTok search engine to find really popular and high performing reels that are popular either like literally right now or all time or within the past month or week. So this is a really great feature that TikTok has that Instagram and YouTube doesn't. And then for YouTube specifically, I'll show you how to search for high performing shorts. And the idea is obviously as we're searching for these high performing ideas and topics, we're going to compile a list of all of the ideas that we find to then be able to use as inspiration for the strategy that we build. So let's just go right into it. First, let's start with Instagram, then I'll show you TikTok, then I'll show you YouTube. All right, guys, so let's train the algorithm so that it knows exactly who I am, what I'm interested in, and who my target audience / followers would be. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to click on the Reels tab and you're going to scroll through the reels that are suggested to you and only engage. So for example, in my case, I do social media marketing / social media for businesses. So I'm only going to engage with other accounts that are essentially doing the same thing that I'm doing. So for example, this is definitely a social media tips style reel. So I'm going to just quickly give it a heart. And I'm just going to scroll through, and anytime I see something that is very specific, so for example, this one, it is exactly part of my niche, so I will give it a heart. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm training the algorithm to teach it who I am and what I'm interested in. And by doing that, so this is not relevant, by doing that it starts saying, okay, I need to suggest more accounts like the ones she's currently liking, and I need to suggest her account to followers who like similar content like this. So what I'm doing, like I said, is training the algorithm. So this one is sales and Instagram. Perfect. I'm going to give it a like. And then what I'm going to do doing is once I find a reel that, let's say, has a lot, let me try and find one for you. So for example, this is trending audio, definitely has to do with tips and social media. I noticed that it has almost 300 shares, almost 1,000 comments, over 1,600 likes. So this is one that I want to actually show the Instagram algorithm that I actually like this account. Whenever you see something that has a lot of engagement like that, you're actually going to not only like, but also follow. An extra step that you can also do is spend 15 minutes a day doing this every single day, what I just showed you, but also adding comments. So something relevant. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you. So just also commenting on those accounts that has to do with your niche. And again, you're going to be doing the comments on any type of account that has, the same niche as you, liking all of those accounts, but you're only going to follow the ones that has a lot of engagement. Okay. So that's essentially it. Super easy. And then once you've trained the algorithm a little bit, then you'll start seeing that it's a lot easier to find, for example, higher performing reels that has to do with what you're interested in. So then that leads us to find the types of content that we want to use that we can then put into our strategy. So searching for popular ideas that are performing really well. So what I like to do is I actually like to, whenever I see, for example, there has to be some type of a K, either in the likes, in the comments, or in the shares, or in all of them in the best case scenario. And if I see that, it shows me that it's a popular idea, it's a popular topic, it's something that has gone viral. Obviously, either what they're talking about or the cover title or the caption has quality, has something that the algorithm likes. So what I'm going to do on top of that, so once I've trained the algorithm, I see lots of, for example, suggestions now that are high performing. So then it's essentially a matter of, there's two ways you can do it. One of them is that you can copy the link and then open a notes tab really quick. For example, okay, so let's see Instagram ideas, popular ideas. And then I'm just going to start compiling a list of reels that are performing really well. And my goal is to probably get about, I would say probably like 20 to 30 reels, maybe even 20, because I'm also going to be doing this for TikTok and for YouTube, compiling those lists. So 20 should be good. But then what we're going to do after, once we compile that list, is go through them and pick actually our favorite ones, really ones that are super niche, something that we can, add our own input and value to, something that we understand, and then grab those top 30 from that whole list that we've compiled to then create our strategy. So that's essentially it. So I'm just going through it and just engaging. I'll just keep engaging with the ones that, that are relevant. And then once I see something, that has a lot of engagement, which let me just quickly find another one for you guys to show you. So I would technically so for example, this one has 279K likes, 500 comments, 100,000 shares. So this is obviously a really good topic. And I do see this often where they teach you kind of how to do like a story, like kind of like arts or a story idea or a new post idea. So this is great. I'm going to follow them. I'm going to copy the list. I'm going to link it. And then also what you can also do is create lists within your list. So this could be, story hack ideas, right? This one could be, this one was, I think, like creator ideas, let's say. Creator ideas, right? So then I'm just going to keep compiling that list and keep going until I have that completed. And then that's where we're going to use to create our strategy. All right, now let's do the exact same thing on TikTok. There's actually a really cool feature on TikTok that I love that helps me find specific high performing videos that Instagram doesn't have. So for example, let's pretend my niche here is food. So I'm going to be looking for high performing food topics. One thing I can definitely search for is, for example, dinner ideas. So let's just search for that. So obviously we see all of the suggestions that the algorithm is giving me. But the feature that I'm talking about that I love is the button at the top right. You're gonna click that and you're just gonna scroll down to the bottom and click on most liked. So the algorithm is actually going to show you the most popular videos just by clicking that. And you can either do it all time most liked, you can do this week most liked, this month, 3 months, 6 months. So if you do all time, then obviously you're gonna see everything, like out of every video that has ever been posted, which ones were the most popular. But if you wanna really see like, hey, what is actually trending right now, then you can click on something like this week or this month and then apply. So let's see what it shows us. So for example, specifically this month, this guy posted and he has 2.3 million likes for dinner ideas, right? So this is a food niche, obviously. This girl, for example, has 1.2 million likes on dinner ideas. So this one is her cover page is cooking what my daughter requested for dinner. So it's very interesting. So this is how then I would compile a list of food specific niche reel ideas, right? Or sorry, not reels, but video ideas. So same kind of thing. I would just click it and copy the link, go into my list. So this would be obviously food related, TikToks, high performing, right? And I would just start compiling that list. Another one that we saw was hers.
What my daughter requested.
So let's go ahead and copy the link and add that in. And you kind of get the idea. You can, of course, search for different keywords. And if you haven't already, definitely watch the video where I teach you how to find those keywords and go through your top keywords, find the top performing reels, and then save those and create that in your list. Let's try easy dinner ideas. This week, most liked, and apply. This one looks great.
Forgive me, or I'm about to ask you for something.
And copy the link. So this is a great recipe that maybe I might be able to kind of emulate. So this is for obviously a food related niche. Now let's get into YouTube. All right, so let's do the exact same thing for YouTube. It's essentially the same thing. What you're gonna wanna do is actually click on shorts so that we can find the high performing shorts. You're gonna go into your search. And let's say for this example, we're doing a fitness niche. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put fitness. And then of course, obviously you'd be using one of the keywords. So for example, let's say it's fitness workout for beginners. So go ahead and click that. So I'm just gonna go through them. I'm gonna see the ones that have the most views. So for example, this one has 717K views. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click share, copy link, and then just bring it into my notes and paste it. So this one is 6 simple exercises to lose weight at home. So it's a great hook. I see that, it's great. It's obviously performing really well. So I'm definitely gonna save it. Let's see if we can find another example of a great performing short. This one has 2.6 million views. It says beginners home workout. So let me just go ahead and share it / copy the link and go ahead and post it in my notes. And we do the same thing with different keywords and then compile my list. Then once I have this list and I have all of these ideas, obviously in my example, I'm showing you, 3 different niches. Obviously you would be doing this all for one niche. But let's say it's, social media for businesses. I would do that for Instagram, for TikTok, and for YouTube. Find those high performing videos, ideas, and topics, compile that list. And the way that I like to do it is I like to work straight from my laptop. So once I have that list, I'm gonna send it to my laptop. And then from that, start capturing that content to create the strategy, which you're gonna see in the next video. All right, so that's basically it. Super easy, straight to the point. I hope you guys understood it. If you have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out. In the next video, I'll show you how to essentially send the videos that you found that inspire you the most, or the ones that you want to use as content for your strategy. Send it to your desktop to then be able to create that strategy. All right, guys, until then, we'll see you, and I look forward to the next video. Hey, in today's lesson, I'm going to show you the Excel sheet that I use when building my strategy, which you can definitely use to build yours. It's really straightforward, but let me just explain each column for you. All right, so here's our strategy template. It's very simple to understand. So you'll notice that the columns are for different aspects of the post you are planning. So the first column, post, is simply where you note down the number of posts you're planning. So you can plan for 7, 14, 21, or 31 days. Okay, easy. Next, we have the reference column. This is where you paste the link of your popular post that inspired your idea. Literally just simple copying and pasting right into here. Moving on to the reel cover title column. This is where you put the catchy line or hook that grabbed your attention from the reference post. Just plug it in right here. Obviously keeping in mind everything you know about hooks and what makes a powerful hook. So look for the hooks that fall under that. In the script column, you add the dialogues or lines from the video if it's a talking video. The first line hook is where you note down the catchy line they use at the beginning of their caption, using obviously your knowledge on what works. You put that hook right there. In the caption column, just paste the entire caption from the reference post. And then in the CTA or call to action column, this is just for jotting down the action they're encouraging their followers to take. And then lastly, in the hashtags column, you can simply paste all the hashtags used in that post. So you see, it's all very straightforward. Here's an example of how it looks when it's filled out. As you can see, all the information is organized and easy to refer back to. And once you got all this info, the fun part begins, making it your own. In our next video, I'll walk you through how to fill this all out and also how to add your own personal touch and expertise to this content. So remember, the first step is gathering all the necessary information, which I've shown you how to find, popular topics based on your keywords in the first video. Next, you'll know how to organize all that information. And then that's it. So if you have any questions, send me a DM, follow me on Instagram, Carla Maria Bruno, now, and also Ottawa Reels for daily social media tips. And we'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to build a strategy step by step. I'm literally building mine right now for Ottawa Reels, and I wanted to show you how I do that so that you can follow along on the process. I'll explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and then hopefully this will guide you and answer some questions you might have. So one thing that I've done already is so if you watch the other videos, you'll see how to do this, but I found which videos on my Instagram I wanted to use as inspiration. So now I'm going to show you how I grab those videos, those reels that I saw that they were already performing really well. Remember, things that I look for are, do they have a lot of comments? Do they have a lot of likes, a lot of shares? If they do, then that tells me that they're doing something right, and therefore I want to use that as inspiration. I want to use those leaders in the field, specifically in my niche, as the inspo of how I'm going to create my strategy for this month moving forward. So what I did was, as I was going through my phone, when I find something that I like, I send it to my laptop, which you'll see here. I have all of these tabs opened up. I already started going through and kind of putting them together. So I just want to show you how I continue to do this. As you see, as you guys know, we have the reference, which is the link. So right now, essentially all I'm doing, later I'm going to go in and edit this so that it's specific to me and my niche and the story that I want to tell, and you know that the numbers match up to who I am. But right now, just to make this super quick, I just want to grab all of the information, capture it, and put it into this document that I have here. So this is how we do it. This is what I'm going to do with you really quickly right now on the call. So I have my tabs opened up. Let's use this one as an example. Maybe I'll grab one that's like more straight to the point. So as you can see, these are obviously social media related. So let's use this one. First is I grab the link. I'll go ahead and bring it into the document, put it in under the reference, and then this blurb at the top. So I have this already written up because I did use it right here. So as you can see, me trying to explain to people if they spend da-da-da-da. So I'll copy that as the reel cover, the text anyways in the reel. Then I'll just go ahead. This is her first line hook. I'll just go ahead and plug that in. This is the caption. So let me just go down. There we go. This is the caption. This is her call to action. So if you want to start making money from home but aren't sure how, comment how, and we'll show you how. So that's her call to action. As you can see too, she actually has 2 call to actions. Okay, so plug that in. Okay, so now I want to show you how to personalize the popular ideas that we find. So as you know at the beginning, we're gathering examples of content or topics that are performing well. So for example, let's take a look at this one that I found performed well. The topic is 3 tips on how to grow your Instagram account, which works for my niche. So I grabbed it as an idea, but now I want to find a way to personalize it. Okay, so here's her caption here. So to personalize it, I would just change the 3 tips in her caption to make it even more valuable. Instead of using her 3 tips, I want to add my expertise in there. So for example, I could do tip 1, post often and consistently, engage for 15 minutes a day with your audience and target audience, and 3, train the algorithm, for example. So it's always better if we can change the scripts or captions and make them our own, so they also have our personality, our expertise, our expert experience, or our personal tips in there. And of course, obviously sometimes there's situations where we can copy the general tips because it's like a universal formula or truth. For example, if we're talking about the Instagram algorithm, it's obviously a topic or formula that's true for everyone. So we don't have to necessarily change it, or like 1 + 1 = 2. But whenever we can find an opportunity to add our personal touch in there, it's much better, because those are the opportunities we have where we can show our audience what makes us stand out and demonstrate what makes us different from the rest. Because honestly, followers really like it when experts talk about their experience, opinion, or their, personal point of view. So as a summary, if tips are general, we can of course copy them, but we still should find those moments where we can personalize the caption and add our own twist in there and make it our own. Okay, so hopefully that helps. If you guys have any questions, definitely of course reach out, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to help. And until then, we'll see you in the next video. So a quick hack also when you're building a strategy, of course we're always going to be looking for what our competitors or what accounts that inspire us are doing, but another thing that we should also be doing is checking what our account or what our client's account has been doing that's been working, and we want to do more of that. So we want to do a mix of essentially both. When you first start building your strategy, you're mostly going to be taking inspiration off of, let's say, your competitors or off of the accounts that inspire you. But as you start doing it for, maybe after 1 month, you can actually look back and analyze, and then, like I said, do more of what works. So here's an example. One of my clients, I've been building this strategy now. I've implemented 1 month of strategy, and now I'm going into working on building the 2nd month of strategy. So of course, the first first month was all about checking the competitors, but this month I'm actually going to do a little bit of research and see what were the top 10 reels that I posted that did really well. So what you're really going to do is just go into the reels section, and then you're just going to go through and then see the views and see which ones did really well. You want to look for the ones that went viral. And just so you guys know, viral means whatever the amount of number of followers that you have. Let's say you have 1,000 followers and you get 1,000 views. That's pretty much a standard. But if you have 1,000 followers and you end up getting something like 3,000 views, so 3 times more views than the amount of followers you have, that's when it's something that's considered viral. So these are the best types of posts. You should be looking for 3 times more than your followers. Then that's obviously a good sign. If you haven't gotten a viral post yet, that's totally okay, but obviously look for the numbers that are the biggest. So for example, this one here has 8,000, right? Compared to the average of the other ones. This is a pretty good one. This is also telling me that this is a good one. 6,000 is a pretty good number. 5,000. So these are reels that I'm actually going to use as inspiration when I build the strategy, while also looking for what the competitors are doing, looking for new fresh ideas as well. So here you can see how I've compiled the top posts that went out for this specific client. And I've organized them from top to bottom. So the 8,000's at the top, but I've put everything in here. I put the cover so that I can see maybe there's something about that cover photo that was a part of the success. I've put in the caption just all in once, which includes, you know, the line. Here you can obviously see the hook. Here we have the first line hook, the caption, the hashtags, and you can see too, like I've tested different things. I've tested shorter captions. I've tested longer captions. So when I develop now the strategy for the next month moving forward, I'm actually going to be using the top, let's say 10 of these as the template for the majority of the posts that I create for the next month. So I just want to show you what that looks like. So this is the best. And now this is what it looks like when you remake the best. This specific client is a food account. They have a TV show. It's a cooking show. And then on their Instagram, they kind of show like little bits and pieces of, you know, maybe like a recipe or a tip or what have you. So this month I'm going to be obviously posting different recipes and different tips. I did notice when I was analyzing the month prior that things like avocado or asparagus, those types of recipes did really well. Also that healthier recipes did better than others, that breakfast recipes did better than others, dinner, easy hacks, those types of content that I put out there were the ones that performed the best. So this month I'm literally focusing on easy dinner or easy breakfast or easy healthy. And so that's how I compiled it. So I grabbed, like I said, the top 10 cover photos. So I put them there as reference. That way when I go to develop the post later, when I go into editing, I can see how I want to create that cover. And then I created the caption. So as you can see here, this caption is very similar to the other caption I showed you. So here we have pea avocado sweet potato toast emoji, and you only need 6 ingredients to make it. Get the full recipe, and then hashtags, obviously relevant hashtags. So then on this one, it's the same thing. Recipe name, emoji, something really easy about it. So you only need 10 minutes, a quick little call to action, and then the hashtag. Very simple, right? So I'm essentially copying this format and I'm using the format of what worked to create the next strategies. So I just wanted to show you that really quick because it wasn't something that I discussed on any of the other videos. Another thing that I wanted to show you is, so if you're like me where you're creating the videos that you're going to be posting on Instagram or on your social media from your laptop, when you save that video, you actually want to also save the file name of that video with keywords in the file name. And now this is like a super advanced SEO trick and hack. And I know this just from my website background and SEO, like blogging and stuff like that. Even the photo or the video that you upload needs to be keyword optimized. Okay. So as you can see here, we're talking about tuna recipe, tuna salad, etc., etc. So the file name has many of these keywords in here. I plugged as many as I could in the file name. And when I upload it to Instagram, not only is the video going to be SEO optimized, plus also, of course, the cover photo, plus the caption, plus the hashtags, etc., etc. And then you have a nice, full-rounded, optimized post. Hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at Ottawa Reels or at Carla Maria Bruno. I'm always happy to help. And until then, we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys. Okay, so we finished building the strategy. I've captured everything as you saw in the last video. I've captured all of the hooks, the captions, the call to actions, the hashtags of what was working, what was the best on the other reels and the other posts that are out there that are doing really well. Put it all into this document. I've organized it. So now I just wanted to show you a really quick hack on how to, because of course I don't want to post this word for word exactly how they have done it. Going into it and, you know, like making it more specific specific to me. For example, obviously doing things like adding at Ottawa Reels, or talking specifically about making sure that it's about social media for business, or just adjusting it so, and this would be the same thing with you, whatever you're capturing, making it specific to you, to your niche, your voice. But something like this. Okay, so for example, here's a caption that's great. Obviously the bottom here, I'll keep it the same because the hooks that they provide are wonderful and we can definitely use that. These are great. This is good information that I'd like to also share with my audience. What I would like to change though, so it's not word for word, is the caption itself, which is all of this up here. So this is where something like ChatGPT comes into play and can definitely help. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, so copy it. I'm going to bring it into ChatGPT and I'm going to ask it to rewrite it, make it more simple, make it more enthusiastic, make it easy to understand. And I'm going to ask it to use specific keywords. Okay, so first let's say, make this simple, easy to understand, and enthusiastic. Let's see what it comes up with when we do that. I'll just paste in the caption. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just come and check the hashtags that we have written here. I'm going to take maybe 3. So we have Instagram tips. Let's do Instagram tips, digital marketing tips, and social media tip. Okay. And then I'll just write up here, use keywords, Instagram tips, digital marketing tips, and social media tips. And I'm actually going to remove digital marketing tips to business. So now let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. And so it's taking this information, making it more simple, making it easier to understand, more enthusiastic. And now we have our own version of the caption. And we have, which keywords did you use? Let's ask ChatGPT. Social media business tips. Perfect. So it has those words in there. Instagram strategy. Sounds good to me. So let's go ahead and copy paste that. Just because we're doing this really quickly, obviously you would read through it, make sure that, okay, perfect, this is what you want to use. This works. So there you go. You copy it. Once you agree, okay, this is perfect. This is what I wanted to say. And then you just come in here and paste it. So now I have my version of that Instagram caption. And so that's what you can do with all of the captures that you grabbed, just to make it really easy to come up with your own versions of those captions, keywords, which are great, which is great for SEO. And then that's just a really quick hack to show you how I do that. Let me know. Hopefully this was helpful for you and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, so let me just show you a really quick hack that you can use ChatGPT for. And this is creating actually a script for your videos and also using it to help you create the caption for that script. So once you've put together your keywords, I added a few more here. So let's just pretend I'm a fitness coach. I'm here to create fitness specific content. I'm not a fitness coach, so the content that I'm going to create, don't actually go and do it and think that this is expert advice, because it's not. Let's just pretend that I am an expert and I know what I'm talking about, okay? So in your case, you would obviously be creating content as the expert that you are in the field that you're in, okay? Okay, so one of the questions I saw on Google that was popular was, what's the best exercise to lose belly fat? So I'm going to use this topic as the topic for the script that I'm going to create with you right now, okay? So you're gonna go to ChatGPT and you're just gonna literally, you can write this and I'll include this in the file that you can download, but basically, please create a script for my Instagram reel, max 20 seconds, for the following topic. I am a fitness coach and I want to provide value to my audience and show that I am an expert. Keep it short, simple, and to the point. And then I put, use as many of the following keywords within the script. So not all of them, but as many as I can. And what I did was I literally just copy pasted, not all of them, but the ones that were relevant to this topic, keywords from here. And then I added those abs keywords because obviously that's relevant to this topic. Copy, pasted, boom, they're there. Okay, so that's it. So please use as many as you can in the script, because we know keywords is part of the algorithm. It hears you. So not only in what you write in your caption, but also what you're saying, the algorithm can capture that information. So you also want to be speaking keywords, okay? So next, I'm just going to put the topic, which is that question we found on Google. And then the template is catchy hook, point 1, point 2, point 3. Ideally, it's 3, but in this case, we have 4. So I just put 4 different ab exercises and then the CTA. So for the catchy hook, I put how to get abs fast, because actually when I went into Google and I put how to abs, one of the questions was how to get abs quickly. Okay, so that's why I want to actually use that as the hook, because that's a good one. It's a quick one. So how to get abs fast, the 4 points, and then the call to action, which is follow for daily fitness tips. So you're literally just going to press enter, and then literally within seconds, you have your entire script. And then you can copy, you can paste this. This is at least a really quick way to create that blueprint. And then obviously you would go in and then you can edit it. You can make it more like sound like it's you. You can add your expert advice in there. So this is just a really fantastic fantastic way and quick way to create that blueprint for the topic that you want to talk about, that you see Google suggest. And you can even ask it, what keywords did you use? Sorry for the typo, but I think it understands. Okay, so abs fast, easy abs workout, whatever. So these are all the keywords that is literally within the script. Isn't that amazing? So now let me show you how to do the exact same thing for a caption. So you just literally write, now create a caption for this video, uses many of the following keywords. So I literally copied the exact same keywords because I want to include that in the caption. And then I just wrote, keep it simple and easy to understand. You want to keep your captions and your scripts as simple as possible, okay? So those are really great points to always make sure you're telling ChatGPT. Simple and easy to understand. And then the template is exactly the same as this one. I'm just putting it in, and then you're just going to press enter and let it do its magic. So it created the caption. I would probably use this as the first line hook. So not even here's, I would just say how to carve your abs fast, or how to get abs fast, right? That would be the hook. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, a little more explanation on those things. And then your call to action is follow for daily fitness tips, and that would be it, right? Very simple. You can elaborate if you'd like to. You're the expert in your field, so obviously feel free to do so, but that's just like a really quick way to use ChatGPT to create, like I said, those scripts and those captions, making sure that they're uniformed, and for it to have those keywords in there, right? Which is one of the most important parts of everything. So hopefully that helps. If you guys have any questions, obviously reach out, let me know. And if not, we shall see you in the next video. Okay, so now let's say you're like someone like me who I actually do this for clients, so many different clients in many different niches. So I might not actually be the expert in the niche that I'm working on, but I can still do everything. And with the help of ChatGPT and with the help of, the keyword research and everything, I can still create a content plan. I can still create a strategy. I can still create scripts and captions. The only thing that I would definitely do one extra step is I would confirm with the real estate. Like for example, let's just say the real estate agent is my client and I'm creating a strategy for them. I'm creating all the scripts and captions. One thing that I would do is I would create a list of topics that we could talk about based off of obviously the search that I do. Maybe I would send over like 10 or 20 different topics. I would allow the real estate agent to choose, let's just say I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go film for 1 hour. We're gonna do 6 reels within that hour, choose 8 of these topics. Then I would create scripts based off of ththose topics, send it over to the real estate agent, make sure that they read and approve those scripts, because they're the experts. So at the end of the day, I have to make sure that it aligns with what they want to say. But so basically what I'm trying to say is that I can do this for any niche regardless of if I'm the expert or not. I want to show you how I would do this for a real estate agent. So let's just say, so what I did really quickly in here is like I put real estate tips. And then for example, for sellers or for buyers, let's just say for sellers, okay? So I see a question that pops up is, what is the best month to sell a house? So I'm going to go ahead and use that as the topic. If you watch the other video, you'll remember the prompt that we created for the fitness script. So I'm literally going to use the exact same prompt, but I'm going to just change a few little words so that I'm making it specifically for my real estate client. So please create a script for my Instagram reel, max 20 seconds for the following topic. Here it used to say fitness coach, but I changed it to a real estate agent. And I want to provide value to my audience, whatever, keep it short, simple, and to the point. Use as many of the following keywords within the script. So as you remember, the other one had a bunch of, fitness specific keywords. In this case, I put together a list of real estate keywords. So I just copied that and then I plugged them into here. So these are the keywords that we're using for this specific script topic. Instead of how to lose belly fat, it's what is the best month to sell a house, because I grabbed that from the Google search. And then here's the template. So I'm telling ChatGPT this is the template. So catchy hook. In this case, because I'm not the expert, I'm actually going to allow ChatGPT to come up with the hook, the points. I'm actually going to keep it just down to 3 points instead of 4. And the CTA could always be follow for daily niche tips. So in this case, real estate tips. Go ahead and press enter. And then within seconds, you have your script. Copy this. This could definitely be the blueprint. I would definitely suggest editing this. For example, I don't find this to be an amazing out of this world hook. Definitely watch the video where I teach you about hooks. So then you can definitely create a way better hook than this. But at least you can see the idea, right, of what's going on here. So for example, the hook can be simply how to sell your home for maximum profits. So that could be the hook. And then you have point 1, point 2, point 3. Obviously, like I said, go in and personalize it, make it sound like you, but it's a really great blueprint. And then the call to action, this one's way too long. I would keep it simple like this, follow for daily real estate tips, or save it or share it, but that would be essentially it, but it's a great blueprint. Now let me show you how to do a caption really quick. So for the caption, you just plug in the prompt. So now create a caption for this video, use as many of the following keywords within the caption. So obviously I put the real estate keywords here. Keep it simple and easy to understand. Template, catchy hook. So the hook that I decided to go with was why you should sell your home in spring to double your profits. Point 1, point 2, point 3. Call to action is follow for daily real estate tips. Enter. And then here's your caption. Wondering when real estate peak season is? Here's why spring might be your golden ticket for doubling your home sale profits. Point 1, point 2, point 3. Call to action, follow for daily real estate tips. Super easy, to the point. Obviously, you'd go in and personalize it, make it your own, but that's essentially it. Hopefully it helps, guys. Okay, so this is a really great example of something I wanted to show you. This video is great. The only thing is that it's very scripted. So it's him talking on the camera. A lot of the information is in the words that he says. So instead of, playing and pausing and trying to write what he's saying, I want to show you a hack on how you can really quickly, easily download the reel and then put it into an app called Pictory.ai and then transcribe it instantly through their AI service for free. Everything is for free. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab the link. You're going to search for download reel. The first one that pops up, which is save Insta, put it in here, just put it into the page, click download, close all the pop-ups, and then eventually you'll download it. Once you have it, then you're going to go to Pictory.ai, sign up for a free trial. Then you're going to click on this purple box, which is edit video using text. I'm going to upload that video and that's going to load. Once it loads, you're going to see it's actually going to have the script word for word automatically written out for you thanks to the AI. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it and then paste it so that when I go to remake that video, I can either using ChatGPT or using, my own insight for however I want to write it, I can rewrite that script and then say it to the camera. But it saves a lot of time, like I said, instead of just going word for word and then copying the script on your own. So here you have the script, it's ready. You can literally copy the entire thing. Come into your chart. And then what I did was I put the script right under where I was putting the Reels cover title. If you want, you can actually, if you're going to be doing a lot of mostly talking types of videos, then you can, of course, make a new column for scripts. So that way you can just implement your scripts right in there. But yeah, so super cool hack. If you have any questions, leave them below. That way I will absolutely be able to answer them in the next video. All right, guys, we'll see you then. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have. You now have the keys to build a powerful and effective social media strategy, one that resonates with your audience and takes your online presence to new heights. We've covered a lot, from understanding the ins and outs of calls to actions and hooks, to mastering keyword research and using them to spice up your captions and hashtags and scripts, and not to forget our little secret on transcribing reels in seconds for free. This is the beginning of a new, exciting phase in your social media journey. Be sure to utilize the templates and guides we've shared to craft your very own strategy. If you found value in this lesson, please leave a testimonial, either on my Facebook page by leaving a public comment on my Facebook or social media, my Instagram, via DM, or best of all, if you can share a video testimonial that I can use to show other amazing creators and professionals who perhaps were where you were before starting this course and might have doubts. If I can show them your video testimonials, it will encourage them to sign up and learn the mastery that this course offers. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for everything. I had so much fun putting this course together, and stay tuned for my next courses that I'll make in the future to help you in the next steps. If you have any questions about anything we discussed in these lessons, please send me a DM or email me directly, and I would be more than happy to help. I can also use your questions as ideas of how I can make this course even better. I will always be updating it, so please ask away, and I would be more than happy to help and answer your questions via video or, of course, directly through DMs or email. Thank you for everything. Remember to follow me on social media, Carla Maria Bruno and Ottawa Reels. Keep shining, keep growing, and remember, the world needs what you have to offer. Here's to your unstoppable growth on social media. Take care, and we'll see you at the top. Bye, guys.